Welcome to IP Financial Friday, the last Friday of the month of February. So today we're going to be talking about the unitary patent. If you're not in the IP industry, then you probably don't know about this. Although if you're not in the IP industry, why the heck are you watching this video? But anyway, Germany gave the green light to the Unified Patent Court last Friday. So they signed the necessary paperwork. I'm guessing it was a long scroll, very elegant. And the wheels are now turning. So there is a sunrise period, another interesting phrase, that kicks off starting March 1st. Owners of existing granted European patents and applications get to or have the opportunity to opt out of the jurisdiction of the UPC, and everything enters into force on June 1st. And I want to thank everybody for creating some new acronyms for us all. We always had the EPC and WIPO, and now we've got the UPC. So, more acronyms to keep track of. So that's pretty exciting. Outside of the acronyms, there are a million blog posts on the unitary patent topic by very respected law firms, much more respected than me. So I'm not going to talk about strategy or any of that kind of stuff. There are tons of webinars, meetings, go talk to those people. There are some financial implications. This is IP Financial Friday, so I thought I would highlight a couple of the financial elements associated with the Unified Patent Court and the unitary patent, and then we'll call it a day and you can get on to your weekends. So the first question that we usually get is the unitary patent cheaper than the traditional patent? So let's dive into that. So the unitary patent is designed to be a cost-effective alternative to a traditional EP patent. But as with everything related to IP, the devil's in the details. And definitely with it being new, cost should not be your only consideration when looking at a unitary patent. Consult a professional. But it's IP Financial Friday. We talk financial stuff. So when you're pursuing an EP patent, you have to validate it in all the jurisdictions you want coverage. That process, there are fees, you have to have translations, which cost money, and there are maintenance fees, which you have to pay to each of the jurisdictions. So it's a hassle administratively, and it's expensive, especially as you get more and more jurisdictions that you validate in. Unitary patent, a lot simpler. There's one fee, limited translation requirements, one maintenance payment that covers all the jurisdictions. It's only 17 jurisdictions right now, but that's expected to increase. So on the surface, the unitary patent is simpler, but is it less expensive? Well, that really depends on how many countries you're going to be validating in via the traditional route. If you normally validate in all the countries, then the unitary patent is around 30 to 40% cheaper than the equivalent EP route. Although bear in mind, it's a little bit difficult to do apples to apples comparisons because the number of jurisdictions is different between the two of them. If you back it off a little bit, let's say you go 10 countries, then your savings decrease down to 20, 25%. Unitary patent is still cheaper, so overall, it's a pretty good value. If you're only going to be validating in a couple of countries, the scales definitely change. So a couple of countries, the unitary patent's actually going to be more expensive than the traditional EP route. So you're going to need to consult with your professionals to determine, what's the best course of action. And just, the fact that it's a unitary patent doesn't necessarily make it cheaper, and it doesn't necessarily make it more expensive than the traditional EP route. So we fully expect that organizations will leverage both routes depending upon a number of criteria. So what's the bottom line? Well, as you can imagine, it kind of depends on your validation strategy. So if you've got a lot of countries, unitary patent's likely to be less expensive. If you've just got a few countries, it's probably going to be more. But there are a whole host of other variables. There are countries that aren't part of the unitary patent. So there's a lot that goes into the decision. Other thing we want to, call out is that when you go the traditional route, you've got the option to abandon countries, decrease maintenance fees. You don't have that option with the unitary patent, although admittedly, the maintenance fees for the unitary patent are pretty reasonable. So a lot to consider. We've said it a couple of times, consult your professional and, good luck. It's going to be an exciting time. I guarantee, I was getting sick of all the Chat GPT blog posts. So now we're going to be able to mix it up a little bit. You'll probably be bombarded with, Chat GPT posts as well as unitary patent posts for the next several months. But it's all good. I think it's a step in the right direction. So thanks for your time. I hope you have a great weekend, and we will check in with you again next Friday. Have a good day.